Hey everyone, instead of a cleaning video this week, I announced last week that I would film a Q&A, and that is because all of this week we are at the family home at my parents' house, and I could clean this home of course, but I had a lot of other plans for this week and that would have been too much. So I wanted to film something, so here's a Q&A, which is always fun. At least I think so, because we have a little bit more of interaction. So I got some questions and I have them all here on my phone. Now the first question is from Vicina Lucinda. Hi Christina, thank you for your question. And she asks, how old are you? I am 28. And let's see, what questions do we have? Well, there was a question in Arabic, and that's, according to Google Translate, it was something like, where do you live? Someone else answered it, but I will answer it too. It's the Netherlands, because there seemed to be a little bit of confusion, because some people thought we were living in Denmark, which is not very far from here, but still it's a really different country. Then there's a question from Home and Order by Tonya. Tonya, thank you for your question, and I know you live in Greece, so hi to you in Greece. And your question is, you speak English so fluently, is it just from school or something else you want to share? Yeah, most of it is from school, because children in the Netherlands start at a pretty young age to learn English at school. I think I was 10 or 11, but that's not really early. I think it's they start earlier now with the children that are now in school, but we started learning at the age of 10, and from that point on I've always had English in school, and after that I went to college and a lot of the books were in English too, and apart from that a lot of the media is in English, so movies are in English and you have subtitles of course, but you hear English all the time in movies, on television, and in music, because on the radio there's almost all the music is in English. There is some Dutch too, but mostly we listen to the English music. And yeah, I guess all those things combined, including watching vlogs for the last few years. And I really try to listen very closely to how people say things, and so I can learn from it. And there's still so much I need to learn, but all those things have contributed to how my English is now at this moment. So that is that. And then there's a comment from Deanira Benitez. So thank you very much for your comments, and you post comments so often and I really appreciate that. I really love to read them all. And you write, my question is, well, it's not a question, it's a suggestion, and it is that you should do vlogs so you can show us more where you live, the city, and all you can show us, of course. And thanks for your suggestion, and I would love to vlog more. I tried to vlog a little bit this week, but I'm not really a very good vlogger. I don't really enjoy it as much as I enjoy making cleaning videos or these talk videos. I don't know, maybe because I'm such an introvert and it's hard for me to just casually talk about what I'm doing or anything. I mean, of course I'm capable of it, just like other types of videos more. And I'm not saying I really don't like vlogging, because I like it, just not as much as these. But I was trying to vlog a little bit more, so every once in a while you could see a vlog. And when I think back about the past 6 months, because my son is 6 months, I wish I had vlogged more, so I really should do it. Because Victor is growing up so fast and I really want to have more of it on camera. So yeah, I'll try to vlog more. Then there's a question from Amber Paridis. Hi Amber, and thanks for your question. And she asks, how did you and Daniel meet? And a few other questions, but I'll start with this one. And I met Daniel at a party. Yeah, it was a party for students. And I wasn't invited and he wasn't invited, but friends of us were invited to this party, and both of our friends asked us to come along, and we didn't know each other at that point, of course. So it was kind of a coincidence that we both were there, and it was a dress-up party, so we had silly costumes on, and I think I've shared a few pictures of this in the past, and I will link that video in a card. So we were wearing those funny clothes, and I think the theme was the 50s or something. And it was a really great evening, and at some point we started talking, and I really loved him right away, or liked him. And turns out he really liked me too, but at that point he was still dating someone else, but that wasn't going very well. And so he asked for my number that night, so I gave him my number, and then after the party I didn't hear from him for very long, and after a while, or after I think it was like 18 months or so, I decided to send him an email because I was still thinking about him sometimes. So I sent him an email, and then he responded back to me, and we kept sending emails for quite a while, and they got longer and longer and longer, and then we decided that we should meet. So then we started dating, and yeah, the rest is history. And our first date was in a small town. I lived in a small town on my own by that time, at that moment. And we went out to dinner, and we had a great evening. I remember I was very nervous, and I could barely eat anything because I was just so nervous, but it was very nice, and we kept dating after that, and in the end we got married.
Hello.
I was just talking about you. Someone asked how did we meet, so...
You met at a student party.
Yeah. You did really like me right away, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what I told them.
Yeah, exactly. She was sitting there looking lovely and really polite, and she was really beautiful, as she is now. And at the first glance I knew she's gonna be my wife.
Is that true?
Sort of.
Sort of. Well, I knew right away that I wanted to marry him. Maybe that sounds strange, but I knew it.
Yeah.
So, I guess that's why I couldn't forget him. Okay, so the next question from Amber is, what kind of work did you do outside of the home? What kind of work did you do outside of the home? I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm a stay-at-home mom now, but I worked at an insurance company at customer service, and I absolutely hated that job. And it was just a very ambitious company, but we had to do all the work at customer service. So each call could only last for a few minutes, and it was always like that. We didn't get any time for anything, but we had to do so much work, and then they would give us more tasks, but not more time. And it drove me crazy, and it gave so much stress, and I was so relieved when I could quit my job there. And I quit it when I was pregnant, 8 weeks, because then my contract, they didn't prolong it. Is that how you say it? Which was a relief. I mean, it was a bummer that I didn't have a job anymore, but I was feeling so relieved and stress-free. So. And then Amber writes maybe about the Danish lifestyle, which is the Dutch lifestyle. We live in the Netherlands. Something about the about Dutch people is that they find it really hard to define what our culture is. But we're a very tolerant country and really open to basically everything. To other religions and ideas, and we are really big on that everyone should be able to say their opinion. And also Dutch people, they say what they think. They just say things as they are, and which can be a little difficult for people from other cultures that start to live here, but that's just who we are, I guess. Really transparent and blunt. And we're also very hardworking, busy people, and traditionally Dutch housewives are also very, very hardworking. All the windows needed to be cleaned at Mondays, and all the laundry had to be done that day too. Things like that, but that's more something of the older generation. The girls from my generation, I think they're not as hardworking housewives anymore. Also because my life is a little bit easier. We have washers, but more importantly, everyone has a job outside of the home. So there's just not very much time to spend inside of the home, cleaning and washing and everything. But yeah, it's hard to talk about the Dutch lifestyle because everything is so normal to me that I don't know what would be interesting for you. I think sometimes people in other countries think that everyone has wooden shoes here, which farmers sometimes have wooden shoes. It's really something in my mind that is connected to farmers. They sometimes wear wooden shoes, but certainly not all of them. And yeah, and also the older generation, I feel, but I'm not sure. My mom has wooden shoes and she doesn't wear them all the time, but if she has to step outside the house for a minute to get vegetables from the garden or whatever, she puts on her wooden shoes just because it's quick. And Dutch dads, another random fact in the Netherlands, Dutch dads get only 2 days off leave when they have when their child is born, 5 at the most, but they have to be back at work in no time. And I think that's terrible, and a lot of people think so, and I believe they want to change that, but we'll see if that happens. Look who's here. He was with my mom in the kitchen. She had him in the wrap on her back, but he started to well, he didn't like it anymore. So, wil je ook in de video managen? But I don't think there are very much questions left, so we'll see how this goes. That one, emo chick. Hi, emo chick. How long have you and your husband been together, and do you guys want to have more children? So we have been together for, we're married for almost 6 years, and before that we were together for 2 years. So that is about 7, 8 years by now. And do you want more kids? Well, look at this cutie, of course. Well, some days I'm not sure because, you can see Victor right now. Some days I doubt whether we should have more kids because it is so intense and I felt awful throughout my entire pregnancy. But it's also so rewarding, and we love Victor so much, and I want him to have a brother or sister, so I guess we will have more children. But I don't know how many. I always wanted 4 kids, but now that I have 1, I don't know if we will have 4. And Daniel wants only 2 or 3 kids max, so. And then some questions from Conchita. I already recorded answers to a few questions of Conchita with my husband, because some of them are for the both of us. And she asks, wat heeft jou doen besluiten om een YouTube kanaal te beginnen? So why I started YouTube. And that's because I was subscribed to many channels and I loved them. Yeah. And I remember watching Anna Sacconi back in the day. I really liked her videos. And yeah, after a while I really thought very long about starting a YouTube channel. I wanted to, but I didn't know how to start. And after a while I just started, and yeah, here we are a few years later. Then a few questions for the both of us. Question 4 is, welke maand ben jij jarig? So in what month is my birthday? My birthday is in July. And then she asks, well, welk huishoudelijk klusje doe je absoluut niet graag? So what chore I really don't like to do. And I really don't like to iron shirts, you know, with the collars and everything. Those are really hard to iron and take a lot of time. I really don't like that. And I also don't like to clean the refrigerator. So yeah, ironing shirts and cleaning the refrigerator, I really don't like to do those things. So that is it for the questions. So I'll leave it at this. I think this little man is a little hungry now. And we are about to have lunch. My mom has made some bread. She's a great baker. She can make bread herself. And when she makes it, it actually tastes really good. I've tried to bake bread in the past and it's okay, but the way she makes it, it's just so much better. So we're going to enjoy that. And I'll show you Victor for a minute, or really quickly. Oh, zeg maar dag. Zeg maar doei doei doei. Tot de volgende keer. En Victor. Psst, psst, psst. Well, thanks for watching, guys. There will be a cleaning video next week, so I will continue to film those, and then I will see you next time. Bye! Mag dat erin? Ben je er klaar voor?
Ja.